Hi guys, I want to go over daily homework page number 118. So I've already put my name on it and today's date, April 23rd, and signed it with my best cursive writing. So my first question is 1,125 minus 789. So I'm just going to use a stacking. Let's just stack and do our borrowing. So we have 1,125 minus 789. By the way, before I start, I know my answer is going to be probably a little less than 400 because 1,100 minus 700 is 400. And if you look behind 1,100, that's 25, and this one's 89. So it's going to be below 400 by the time I'm done. Let's start with the ones place. We'll go 5 minus 9. I can't do that without borrowing, so this is going to become a 1, and this can become 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. Now I have 1 minus 8 in the tens place. I can't do that without borrowing, so this is going to become a 0 in the hundreds place. I'm going to take that over here, and I'm going to make that 11 in the tens place, 11 tens, which is 110. 11 minus 8 is 3, so that means 110 minus 80 is 30. Now, I have 0 minus 7 in the hundreds place, but I might just show you guys that if you look at the thousands place, there's no number in the thousands place for the bottom number. So I'm just going to call this 10 hundreds, right? It's the same as 1,000. 10 hundreds minus 700 is 300. So I have 336. So I said my answer was going to be below 400, and it turns out it was. 26 times 10, we've looked at the pattern for these. We should know that 26 times 1 is 26, so 26 times 10 would be 260. I want to know the place value of the 5 in 3,857. Remember, I gave you this little strategy before that if you put a 1 above the number you want to figure out and put a 0 above all the numbers to the right of it, if you look at that number is the number 10, so that's the tens place. Number 4 says shade in 1/6 of this rectangle. What this means is that I need to evenly divide this rectangle up into 6 pieces. Some people just try to do this and they'll go like, okay, well there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 pieces. But if you look at their pieces, they're very different sizes. And when we're using fractions, they have to be the same size. Another thing I'll get sometimes is people will go like, they'll say, okay, well, I'll divide it in half, and then I'll divide it this way, and then I'll just go this way. There, that gives me 6 pieces. But the same problem I had with the last one, that they are not all the same size. So you have to be a little bit careful with these kinds of questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to divide it exactly in half, just like that last strategy I had. Okay? That gives me 3 on this side and 3 on this side to give me 6. So then if I'm going to divide this one equally into 3, it means I have to kind of do like a Canadian flag with it, where I try and make it even this way. And then I'll try the same thing on this side and make it a nice even amount on each side. They're pretty close to the same now. That's a lot better than I had it at the start anyway. Another strategy sometimes people will do for giving 1/6 or for dividing it into 6 is they'll say, well, I know that if I make it into 3, so same idea, that kind of Canadian flag idea, where we have the same amount in each one, and then if I just divide that in half, that'll give me pretty close. There, that's a little better. That gives me pretty close to even parts. So either of those works better than just trying to guess your way through it. 1/6 means that one of them is shaded in. Last question says, Eric's mom dropped him off at the skate park at 11:15. She said to Eric, I'll pick you up in an hour and a half. What time will Eric's mom pick him up? So I'm assuming this is 11:15 a.m., but it doesn't actually say there. So we can just work our way just assuming that it's a.m. to begin with. So from 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m., that's 1 hour. Okay? And then it said an hour and a half. So from 12:15 p.m. to 12:45 p.m. would be a half hour. So she'd be picking him up at 12:45. And like I say, I'm assuming it's p.m., but as long as you have 12:45, that's good. Please make sure you've got your Lexia done and write down what you read and what you learned. Thanks, guys.